Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Do you guys realize we are just 4 weeks away, 4 short weeks away from kicking off spring camp for 2024, maybe the most anticipated year since Josh Heupel has arrived at the University of Tennessee. The guys that he brought in, the guys that he recruited are now juniors and seniors. And then his quarterback, the Nico show, starts now. We got a little taste of it. We got a little tease of it during the bowl game. But the speculation, the talk, it's over. There's no more Nico's too small. There's no more Nico's a generational talent. It's time to go out on the field and prove it. But we also have some question marks with this football team. Offensively, also defensively. I mean, does this football team get back to their identity in 2022? Do we see them go out and lead the country in scoring offense? Defensively, you got some holes in the secondary. What do the newcomers look like? What does Jermod McCoy look like? Is Ricky Gibson ready to step into that starting role? I think Rodney Garner's defensive line is going to eat. You're returning so much on that offensive line, but do you have the depth? Do you have the depth on that offensive line to go out and compete? What are you excited about for the spring? Let's throw it in the comment sections right out of the bat. What are you excited to see this spring for the University of Tennessee football team? Also, something you got to look at. 4 short weeks. We still got a couple of coaches that we need to go out and hire. We need a linebackers coach. We also need a running backs coach. And the running backs, that coaching search is a little bit further along. That's what we're going to talk about today, because the way this thing plays out, right out of the gate, what happens? Jerry Mack says he's going off to the NFL. We as fans start to speculate, right? Kind of fantasy hires. Well, we want Montario Hardesty. We want Jay Graham. We want Trooper Taylor. We throw out all these names that we would be excited to see back on Rocky Top. Sometimes those are a little far-fetched, right? It's like the groomers. Where's the groomers? Where's John Gruden? Where's he at? I heard he was having lunch at Dollywood earlier today. It's crazy, but that's what we as fans do. And then you kind of see some coaching hot boards. The guys at VolQuest, the guys at 247 Sports, wherever you go to get your Tennessee news, they start to put down some realistic ideas that Tennessee could possibly pursue. Some of the names we mentioned earlier in the video: Anthony Jones Jr. at TCU. We talked about Larry Porter at UNC, Kevin Smith at Ole Miss, Carlos Lachlan at Oregon, Derek Foster, Tommy Robinson, Matt Merritt. So many different names that were floated out early in the process, but now it seems to be a 3-man race. There have been a couple of interviews that have taken place. There's also been some phone calls made. We're going to get into it. We're going to break it down. But as always, I need you guys to do me a favor and smash that thumbs up just below this video. It's quick. It's free. It's also easy, and it helps the channel, and I would appreciate it. Also, if you're new to the Talkin VAWLS Network, welcome. We're not experts here. We're not insiders. We're not media. We don't talk at you. We talk with you. This channel is for the fans, by the fans. If you like what we do, make sure you subscribe. Click that bell for notifications. You're not going to miss out when we go live or when we drop a video. I'll be live tomorrow night, Tuesday night, every Tuesday night, 6:30 p.m. Eastern time. We're playing NCAA football, but we're talking all things Tennessee football, and we're building this community. That's where the heartbeat's at. Hope you guys will come hang out on Tuesday night. So let's talk about it. Let's start with a couple of guys that Tennessee has interviewed, and it's kind of an interesting connection here. It kind of gives me an inside look at what Josh Heupel wants to do with this hire. The two guys that have interviewed, both West Tennessee guys, both just so happen to play at UTC. Both guys started their college football coaching careers at Memphis in 2017. That is Anthony Jones Jr., the running backs coach at TCU, and also Carlos Lachlan, the running backs coach at Oregon. According to VolQuest, they put out an update with these names that I'm going to run through today. Both of these guys have interviewed for the job, but we're going to start with Anthony Jones Jr., and this is a guy that we've talked about on the channel before. This is a guy that I like. He's a Memphis native. And again, when you look at these two guys, you know, whether it's Lachlan or whether it's Jones, they have those in-state ties. And what that tells me is Josh Heupel wants those relationships. Josh Heupel wants a guy that's going to be able to come in and not only coach the running backs, but also use those relationships, those Southeast ties, those Tennessee connections in the world of recruiting. It's important. Relationships are still a part of recruiting. Everybody wants to talk about dropping the bag, spending this, spending that, NIL, Lamborghinis. It's still a relationship business, so I like that these guys have those ties to the state of Tennessee. Anthony Jones Jr., again, Memphis native, graduated from Westwood High School, played wide receiver at UTC. He returned to Westwood High School, and he coached high school football there. Again, relationships. 2017, he got an opportunity to step up to the college ranks by Mike Norvell at Memphis. Got a job at TCU 3 years later, and I've talked about this in the previous videos. One of the things that I like about Anthony Jones Jr., we're talking about development and relationships and recruiting. I also like the way he puts guys into the league. I've talked about this before. His 3 years at Memphis, he put 4 running backs into the NFL, and I think that's crucial. That's recruiting in and of itself, right? That you can say, hey, I put these guys to the league. The other guy that Tennessee has interviewed already, Carlos Lachlan, running backs coach at Oregon. Let me switch over, take a look at his profile here. Again, already interviewed. I was looking, according to AP. AP said he thought this thing would be wrapped up somewhere between Wednesday through Friday. So we are looking at a running backs coach, and it's, saying that we're 4 weeks away from spring camp. That's crucial. You want to get these guys in place. They got to come in. They got to learn the offense. They got to learn the room. They got to figure out what this team is all about, and they got a short time to do that. So Josh Heupel ultimately wants to get somebody in place sooner rather than later. Again, similar to Anthony Jones Jr., Carlos Lachlan, Memphis guy, West Tennessee guy, played at UTC as a running back, also got his start at Memphis the exact same year that Anthony Jones Jr. got his start at Memphis in 2017. I love watching these guys come up through the ranks. Started as a weight room assistant, worked his way up to an offensive analyst, and then a director of high school relations. Again, we're talking about relationships, right? We're talking about a guy that has West Tennessee ties, and his title was the director of high school relations. Took that same role at Florida State in 2020, coached running backs at Western Kentucky, and then joined Dan Lanning at Oregon in 2022. So those are the 2 names. I would say that's 1A and 1B. I would say Anthony Jones Jr., Carlos Lachlan are the 2 guys right up there at the top of the list that have both interviewed for the job. Now, according to VolQuest, they've also had conversations with some other guys. A couple of guys they've had conversations with, Jimmy Smith, the running backs coach at Arkansas, and also Darrell Sims, the running backs coach at Cincinnati. Now, I was scrolling through the GQ, and AP said just yesterday that he feels like it is a 3-man race. He mentioned Lachlan, he mentioned Anthony Jones, and then he also mentioned Darrell Sims. So when you say it's a 3-man race, again, I think the other 2 are 1A, 1B, and then Sims is maybe an outside shot. But he did, man, the last 3 seasons, he has led a rushing attack that's been in the top 25. That was at Cincinnati and also 2 years at Louisville. His Cincinnati team in 2023 rushed for 217 yards per game. So I think he knows a little something about coaching the running back position. He was also a running back coach and a video coordinator at Carson Newman in 2012. Tennessee ties, right? That's the common theme we're seeing here. He spent 3 seasons at Western Carolina from 2013 to 2015. Coached running backs, also director of player development. He went on 3 years at James Madison, also spent some time at ECU, Louisville, and then he ended up at Cincinnati, where, again, he coaches the running backs. But when you look at these three names, and again, AP says probably a three-man race between these 3 guys. It's all about recruiting. It's about the relationships. It's about their Southeastern ties. So we'll continue to follow this thing, keep you guys up to date. I wanted to give you an update on where we were at because, again, we had rattled off so many different names that were on the coaching boards, whether you go to VolQuest, 247 Sports, wherever you look. So many names. Now we've got it ironed down to likely 3. Where are you at on this thing? Who do you like the most out of the guys that we talked about today? You like Anthony Jones at TCU, Carlos Lachlan at Oregon, or do you like Darrell Sims, the running backs coach at Cincinnati? I want to hear what you guys think in the comment section below. As always, man, do me a favor. If you don't smash the thumbs up, hit it on the way out the door. We would greatly appreciate it. You can also go check out the Talkin VAWLS merchandise. You can go to bonfire.com/store/Talkin VAWLS. I love that letter shirt. That's a clean look, man. Any and all support, greatly appreciated. If you pick up any merch, tweet it at me. Put it on Twitter at Boogie Bentley. I would love to see you guys repping the Talkin VAWLS merch. And as always, shout out to the members of the channel. Could not do this without you. Would not survive the offseason without the members of this channel. If you like what we do, you like the videos, the content, the live streams, think about hitting that join button down below. For $1, you get custom Talkin VAWLS emojis, access to fan call-in shows, all kinds of fun perks and benefits. But if not, smash the thumbs up because that's quick, free, and easy. Jump into the comment section. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about spring practice. Let's talk about this coaching search because this is the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Go Big Orange.